Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about was Realty World, and just a couple things. Uh, how many of you attended the tech conference last week? Uh, Unmute and say, I attended. Did anybody attend?
I listened to a portion of it, but not the whole thing.
Okay, so you got a portion of it. All right. I attended the whole thing. It was very well done. We heard directly from the vendors. And I got some great information. I made a lot of notes from that tech conference. One of the biggies that I picked up is that KV Core is rebranding, and there's not going to be any change. It's the same CRM. It's going to look pretty much the same to you when you log in to KV Core. It's just going to be a different brand name, and I'll discuss that in a minute when we go to the KV Core website for some other things. But so they're just gonna be rebranding. It's not going to change anything for us. There's nothing that we have to do. Um, the monthly fee for KV Core is going up. However, because I've already got KV Core accounts at a certain rate, they're honoring that grandfathered rate. But any new agents that I would add would need to be put on at the new higher rate. And it's not a great deal more, but it's significant enough. They went from $39 a month to 59 is the new rate for just for KV Core. So just so that you know that we have been protected on our end. So for the time being, at least I'm still paying 39 per person for the KV Core, and I do pay for that for you guys. That's part of included in the money that I make off your transactions and your monthly fee. So at any rate, I just wanted to highlight that main thing. I'm also going to talk about some other things when I start talking about marketing luxury homes here. But in the meantime, are there any questions that you would like to ask about anything? It doesn't have to do with the settlement or marketing luxury homes, just anything that you might want to ask. This is an opportunity for you to ask your question. And if you're muted, you'll need to unmute yourself to talk to me. No questions? Okay, I'm not hearing any questions. I don't see any questions in chat. So that's I'm guessing that there aren't any questions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to talk about marketing luxury homes. And so one of the things I want to do here is I want to share my screen with you. Okay, and on my screen, you should be seeing the KV Core platform. This screen right here, it shows KV Core, and it shows the normal things that you're used to seeing here. Now, what's going to happen when this is rebranded is this is going to look pretty much the same. It's really not going to change. Our branding is still going to be up here in the corner, but it's going to have, and I've got to look here to see what the what it's going to be called. Learning portal. Here we go. It's going to be called Bold Trail. Bold Trail is going to be the name of it. So what you're going to see when you go to the clamp form, up here it says Realty World, and then it says powered by KV Core. It's just going to say powered by Bold Trail. That's going to be the only difference. It's the same. It's the same company. It's not a different company. They're not selling out to somebody else. This is just a rebranding on their part. Apparently, they think that rebranding to Bold Trail will be better than KV Core, which wouldn't surprise me. KV Core was always in my mind kind of a obscure name to call a CRM. So, that's what they've always called it. So that's one of the changes. But one of the other changes is already here. So if you go to the website manager and you click on pages, what it's going to do is it when it pulls up that it's going to show you these new templates. And these are templates that you can use to make pages on your website, custom pages on your website. So this allows you just a little easier way to customize your website with these templates. So that's the biggest change. And those are already available now, even though it's not been rebranded as Bold Trail. If you do go to the KV Core website and you look for training, you'll see KV Core training and you'll see Bold Trail training. Well, you probably want to go with the Bold Trail training because that's going to show you how to use these templates if you're trying to do something on your website. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with your website and with these templates. And there are tutorials online for that to be able to help you through that. So I would encourage you to take the time to take some of those tutorials to take advantage of these tools that are available to you in the KV Core platform. One of the other things I want to talk about too, okay, so if I go to the Realty World main page, you see the online tech conference. Well, there is a recording that you can listen to and a YouTube video that you can watch. So you could get the tech conference either as a podcast or you could get a look at the video of it. So if you want to see what's going on with that, I would highly encourage you to do that. All of these people came on and talked about their products, and there's a lot of cool things that are going on with as far as tech tools. And I have to share with you, back when I first started in real estate, I worked with was associated with the FC Tucker Company. And at the time, the FC Tucker Company was the premier brokerage in the Indianapolis area. They had the most agents, the most sales volume. They were the big shot in the area. But as I began to work with FC Tucker, one of the things I noticed is that they did not stay up to date on tech tools. And gradually, they fell behind in the tools that they were providing to their agents. And so as an agent associated with FC Tucker, I became increasingly frustrated with the lack of technology coming from FC Tucker. And so I went out on my own and got some of my own technology. And ultimately, that's what led me to start my own brokerage because I felt like I'm paying a whole lot of money for technology that basically doesn't work and for old technology that supported FC Tucker in the old days. And I think you can see that in today's, Tucker is nowhere near as dominant now as they were in the past. And that's because they slipped behind in technology. Now, they have caught up a little bit now that they're part of Howard Hanna. And Howard Hanna has kind of stayed up with technology. So they've caught up a bit. But what I'm meaning to say is that I wish when I had started my career with FC Tucker that I had access to the technology that's available now in products like KV Core and Back at You Media and just all the myriad of products that we have available to us, the app, Core Fact, just some really great products. And I wish I would have had access to those earlier in my career. It would have enabled me to build a bigger business for myself had I had those tools and used those tools. Instead, I had to have my own tools. I had my own CRM because Tucker didn't have a CRM. I ended up having to have my own website because all Tucker gave me was a page on their website. And so it ended up I had to do a lot of things on my own. That's why when I decided to start my own brokerage, I thought I'm going to supply the agents that are associated with this brokerage with the best tech tools I can find. And as time has gone on, Realty World has done a good job of packaging those tech tools for us into one package called the Tech Pack. At any rate, I just want to give that um, comment. So now I want to talk about marketing luxury homes. And if you stop and think about it, generally you have to work just as hard to market a house that's 450 to 500,000 as you do a house that's a million plus. But you get paid a whole lot more for doing a million plus home than you do for doing a $450,000 home or $500,000 home now. So I wanted marketing luxury homes can be a great niche to be a part of. However, it requires a different attitude and a different approach. And so I want to talk about some of these keys to marketing luxury homes. And by the way, if you go to the Realty World University training page and you go to the YouTube channel for that, you're going to find a session on there about marketing luxury homes that Gabrielle Jeans did. And it's a great session. I would encourage you to listen to that. But these are just some things that I have found through the years in marketing luxury homes myself. Um, and the first thing is that quality counts. Everything you do for a luxury home needs to be quality. So what might work for a average home doesn't work for a luxury home. People that are selling luxury homes and people that are buying luxury homes have a different set of standards, and they expect more from their listing agent and they expect more from a buyer's agent as far as that's concerned. But a lot of the interaction between buyer and seller comes online because we all know no matter what price range the house is, most buyers start online by looking online. So that means that quality is important, and you need to think about quality as you go through this whole process. And you need to be prepared to spend some money. You're making a big commission and you need to spend some of that money in the marketing of the product that you're listing. So when you're listing a $900,000 home, over $1 million home, spend some money on your marketing. It is absolutely not acceptable to take the photographs yourself unless you're a professional photographer. So you need to hire a professional real estate photographer to go out and do photos for you. You need to hire a drone photographer to take drone photos. A lot of times your photographer will do both. But people expect that kind of quality photos online for a luxury home. Also, it's not good enough to just post those pictures up online. Every one of those pictures needs to have a caption that is selling what the buyer is seeing in that picture. So you want to look at that picture and you want to call out with your captions what they're looking at, what are the features that they need to see in those pictures. That needs to be part of what you're doing to market that property. Another thing you need to do is make sure that you have quality ads. So I want to show you Corfact. Okay. They've just come up with a new product, just listed cards and just sold cards that are in a luxury foil and varnish format. So these are very high-end cards, and you can see it on my screen there, what those cards look like. And these can be purchased through KV Core and sent out to neighborhoods surrounding the home and et cetera. Now, this does two things for you. First of all, this is a quality way to market a quality home. But secondly, this also advertises you to the people that you're sending these cards to. Because people that are looking for high-end homes generally are moving out of one high-end home into another high-end home, and they're looking for a high-end realtor to sell their home. And if they get impressed by the marketing that you're doing for your high-end home, for your luxury home that you've listed, they may decide to list with you. And I've had this happen more than once, where I've listed $1 million home, and then somebody down the street gave me a call and said, hey, I was impressed with the marketing that you did for that home, and I see that you sold it. I'd like to talk to you about listing mine. And so this is a way not only for you to impress your seller, but also impress future sellers that may be buyers now. And so I would encourage you to spend the money to do something like this luxury foil and varnish postcards. And by the way, this was talked about in the tech conference when the Corfact people came on. They talked about this product right here. And so this is a great product. I'm hoping that they'll come up with a really high-end luxury foil brochure for going inside the home as well. They do have a brochure for going inside the home. It is pretty good quality. So you could do a brochure. And when you're doing something for a luxury home, you need to make sure that it is quality. And so postcards that you send out need to be high quality. Brochures that you put inside the home, those need to be high quality, printed on really nice paper, color. You can't just print off a bunch of MLS sheets and staple them together and leave those in the home as a marketing for $1 million listing. It's going to look cheap. And a buyer coming through is going to look at that and they're going to say, this, I would never list with this agent because they're cheap. So you want to make sure that everything that people touch in your luxury home marketing is high quality. So high quality print media is important. Quality branding is important too. I want to go back to the Realty World Relium website, and if you go down here to marketing, and you hit choose branding standards, it's going to pull up the branding page for Realty World. It'll take a minute here. There we go. All right, so now I'm on the branding resources page. And if you scroll down on this page, you will find branding for luxury homes. And it's right down here called Platinum Properties, Realty World Platinum Property. And there's two different blanks here that you can use. And so when you're putting a sign out in front of a luxury listing, you don't want just a little stick in the ground sign like we might use for a $400,000 home. What you want is a nice platinum property sign hanging on a pole out front. And you want that to look quality. Now, Real Estate Sign Services is a company that you can use. They only charge, I think it's $60, maybe less than that, maybe $35 to put your pole in the ground. And then you just call them when the listing is sold, and they'll come and take the pole back out. And they have some of our sign blanks. They have these platinum property blanks, but you can also order these if you want your own supply of those. But Real Estate Sign Services will put the sign in the yard and hang this blank for you on the sign for your luxury home listing. So again, it's something that looks a little bit more upscale and a little bit more quality in terms of what your marketing is going to look like. And you can use this same branding, this platinum property branding, on other things that you use. That's why these things are here, to be able for you to download these particular logos. So you could use these on brochures that you put in the home. So not just the sign out front, but it can be on brochures. It can be on some of your marketing online and things of that sort. So again, you want some branding that exudes luxury and quality to someone. So a step above your normal marketing. So when you're looking at marketing luxury homes, you have to look at what can I do that is a step above what I do for lower priced homes, because that's what that seller and that buyer are looking for in terms of you as a real estate agent. The other thing you can do is make sure you communicate with your seller. And that means communicate with them often, at least weekly. You want to give reports to them, inundate them with reports about what's going on with their house, how many impressions they've had on your website, just all the statistics that you can give them to let them know what you're doing. And also in your weekly reports to them, talk about these quality things that you're doing. Talk about the platinum property branding. Talk about the foil just listed cards that you have just sent out, and how many you sent out and where you sent them. You want to communicate that back to your seller so they understand, hey, this is a step above what I would normally get if I listed a less expensive home. So you use these tech tools and let your seller know that you're using them. If you go to KV Core, the KV Core platform over here, you've got two available to you, the Core Listing Machine. All right. And what this Core Listing Machine does is it prepares quality marketing for your listings. Now, it happens to do marketing for all your listings that is quality, but it's even more important that you pay attention to these um, uh, things that are prepared by the Core Listing Machine to make sure that they're the quality that you want. And almost all of these things are editable by you. So you can choose, for instance, when it does a website, sets up a website for your listing, you can choose what photos go on there. You can choose the branding. You have a choice in all these things. So you want to use those choices. The other thing is this Core Listing Machine prepares a lot of advertising for you. And so all you have to do is choose to run the advertising. They will do the ads for you, and you'll just pay for the ads. And it's a great way, again, to let your seller know, hey, I am marketing your property. Here's what I'm doing. I'm running ads on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, and I'm using my Core Listing Machine to place these ads in the best place so that they get the views that are needed. And typically, if you're using ads, you're going to get feedback, statistics that you can share with the seller. This is also a great way to get price reductions on overpriced property. So if you're getting plenty of eyeballs on a property, but you're not getting plenty of showings, then there's a disconnect between the price that's being asked and what the people are seeing when they look at the house. So a great way to get price reductions as well. And of course, you've got not only the core listing machine doing social media posts for you, but your Back At You media also prepares posts for you that you can post on social media. And they also will do ads for you to promote your listings. And again, those are all customizable. You can use video. There's just so many different ways that you can highlight a luxury listing. And the last thing would be video. If you don't have a YouTube channel, you certainly need to have your own YouTube channel, and you need to do video walkthroughs at your properties. And if you're doing a luxury home, again, you may want to pay for a professional photographer or videographer to come in and do your video walkthrough with you, rather than you just trying to do it holding up your iPhone. Again, that works good on the lower priced homes, to kind of do it yourself on some of the marketing. But when you get into the high end $1 million or multi-million dollar properties, then you need more and you need to do more. So those are just some ideas. I've just scratched the surface here. I guarantee you, if you listen to Gabrielle Jean's luxury home marketing video, you will you will hear many more ideas than just what I brought up in just my little short thing here, because we're out of time. It's 10:31 now, so I want to stop my share here and stop my recording.